Cooking with the seasons is so French. I've just been to the farmer's market, zucchini flowers, and I'm making a whole menu inspired by the garden. Coeur à la crème, creamy lemon-scented hearts with a fresh berry coulis, herb-crusted lamb cutlets, juicy lamb bites wearing a crisp, savory coat, accordion potatoes, baked potatoes that fan out like a book with herbs between their leaves, colourful, tender baby vegetables in a herb-strewn buttery jumble, crisp, deep-fried zucchini blossoms, and a salad with edible blossoms splashed in a fresh raspberry vinaigrette. I have a special friend coming, and he's going to love it.
Will I see you again? Making the time again, seeing the signs again. Come over, and we'll meet again. Da da da, da 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 da.
Look, I've got zucchini flowers. They're so hard to find. Can't wait to make them. Gardens are the best inspiration for cooks, and I'm making a whole garden menu, starting with a little love note to gardens in the form of coeur à la crème, which means cream hearts. Perfect for berries. The cream cheese has to be really smooth. This is a really good quality cream cheese, so it has a really fresh flavor. This recipe comes from the Loire Valley, which is one of the most famous garden regions in France. They're famous for vegetables. That's good. That'll be easy to fold into the whipped cream, which I must get. You need heavy cream, obviously. I actually have a share in a cow at the farmer's market. Julianne, she's called. That way I can get cream from my very own cow. It's even higher than 35% actually. Nice and fat. I always pick such a big bowl and I can't get in there. So if you prop it up, you just want creamy, dreamy, puddingy drifts. Now, I need egg whites only. Lots of exercise in this recipe. Just beating these into peaks, and I'm using my copper bowl because it helps them rise even higher. You can also add a pinch of cream of tartar if you don't have a copper bowl. It makes them more stable. So now I have 3 pale mixtures, all the same texture, just about. And I'm going to fold them together. First, put a little spoonful of egg white into the cream, just to lighten it up a little. It's the heaviest. And while I'm at it, I think I'll add a little lemon zest. You don't have to, but it's nice in there. I think I'll put the heavy on the light, cream cheese into cream. And do get a good cream cheese. You want it to taste fresh and garden friendly. You don't have to fold in this part completely before you add the whites. They're light and they've got that little bit of lemon. They have a little bit of tang too. Just fold it together until it's nice and smooth. Just the right amount of sweet. I love that. I can't stand when things have too much sugar. These are my little coeur à la crème molds. They're perforated. You can get them in kitchen shops. This is cheesecloth. You can get that in kitchen shops too. See how cloud-like that is? All nice and fluffy. Fill them up high because they do sink down a bit as they get more dense and the liquid drains out. There we go. Now these are just going to sit in the fridge for a few hours until any excess liquid has drained out and they've sunk down into their nice firm pillows. I think I'll make blueberry coulis. These are just in season and I've lucked out because everything's just crossing over. The strawberries are at the end, the blueberries are at the beginning, raspberries are here, there are even some cherries left. Luckily, to make coulis, don't measure, just add as many blueberries as you want to. And a little bit of sugar, just maybe a spoonful or two. Just a squeeze of lemon, since I have one. Not too much, I want it to taste like berries. Oh, such a noisy world. This is going to look great alongside those white creamy hearts with fresh berries on the side. Very summery. I'm going to put this in the fridge with the cream hearts. The great thing about this dish is that you can make it way in advance and then forget about it until you're ready to serve it. Next, I'm making a herb-crusted rack of lamb and the cutest potato recipe you've ever seen. Hi, Stephen.
Hey, Laura,
How are you? Good.
I see you eyeing up those lamb racks.
Yeah. I just need one, but
Need
that'd
one?
be great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll pick you a nice one.
So nicely French.
A beautiful little eye on that
Lollipops.
one. So what are you going to season it with?
Herbs and breadcrumbs.
Right, straight roast in the oven after that?
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, great.
I've got an all garden inspired menu, but I've still got some meat. This is a rack of lamb, so tender and dainty, and because it has this nice back, I'm going to cover it with a herb and breadcrumb mixture. Herbs from the garden. I want to make a little mixture. You need about a tablespoon of each Dijon mustard, and about a tablespoon of oil. Just smear it over the meat. I love the word smear. And spoon it all over. Don't forget the ends. There. So I'll season it now. Salt and pepper. The mustard is getting all over everything, but that's okay. Okay, now I'm making a little mixture in here to dip the meat in. I need about 4 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, and fresh breadcrumbs are the nicest, and some Parmesan cheese, which has such a unique flavor. I think the French really hate the fact that they didn't invent it. There's always a little rivalry between the Italians and the French. I like them both. I don't take sides. And now lots of herbs. I'm going to use parsley and rosemary. A couple of tablespoons of herbs in the mix. And now you dip the meat into the crumb and herb mixture. Boink. And don't forget the ends. That's all coated. I don't have a roasting pan that's the perfect size for this lamb, so I'm going to use a frying pan. It's all stainless steel, so it goes in the oven fine and has lots of room. So I'll just smear a little bit of oil on the bottom, just a little bit. The lamb has fat, so that helps too. And then you just prop it up and roast it. I'm going to roast it for about 20 minutes. Make sure you don't overdo it. You just want it medium rare. Now, for these potatoes. These are called accordion potatoes. It's a trick I learned in the south of France for someone I was cooking with. What you do is just slice potatoes, and when they bake, they all fan out. I just melted a little butter. I'm going to use olive oil too, but I always love to mix them up when I'm roasting potatoes. I think it gives better flavor, and I think it makes them crisper too. Butter has that browning effect. Just a little bit of butter like that. Salt and pepper. This is sea salt. Just a bit crunchier, not too crunchy. And then I'm just going to, for fun, shove a little herb in the mouth. I'll do 3 with bay leaf, and then thyme. Cute, what? Get this off my hands. These I have the oven on to 375 for. I want them soft in the middle, and I want them kind of crunchy on the outside, and I want them all fanned out like accordions. Colorful, tender baby vegetables in a herb-strewn buttery jumble. In France, potager means vegetable garden. They can be simple, small plots or quite grand, walled chateau gardens. One this size would have been the principal source of food for the chateau. There are fruit and nut trees, a walnut tree, vines that grow against the walls, cabbage patches, flowers, trellised rows of pears, and I love the glass houses for growing oranges or grapes, and the dark and mysterious storage rooms for apples, and even for grapes to make them last fresh right through the cold months. A good potager is a living, breathing horn of plenty. I hope it stays nice out. I've got my friend the greengrocer coming for dinner, and I really want to eat outside because I have a whole menu inspired by gardens. I'm making a baby vegetable tumble, and I have all kinds of gorgeous vegetables. And I'm going to blanch them so they have fresh flavor and beautiful, beautiful color. These are turnips. The idea with blanching is that vegetables go from a hot, boiling bath out and then into a freezing bath of ice water. And that shock seizes the color and stops the cooking. So you can really control how cooked they are, and you have them as beautiful as they can be. Next, my greens. These need hardly any time. Then I'll do my onions. Asparagus in. So next, carrots. I know it's a bit of a surprise to see cooked radishes, but they're really good. Believe me. It seems time-consuming, but it's actually so beautiful. It's a really fun job. And then to finish them, because they're all basically cooked now, just shy of being cooked, and you can finish them in butter and a little drop of oil so the butter doesn't burn. Lots of butter. Pepper. I mean, this is so simple. Butter, pepper, salt, the rest is just the vegetables. So it's really leaving them in the purest state you can. Just going to add the peas at the end. I don't want them overcooking. I'm so excited about making these zucchini flowers because they're really hard to find around here. They're quite easy in France and certainly in Italy, but They're a real treat when I can find them, and Pete's going to love them. I'm going to do them in a bit of batter. That way they're crisp outside and then you sink into those sweet tasting stems. So I need some flour. This is really simple. It's not even a batter. So for the liquid part of the recipe, I need an egg. One egg is enough. One egg is enough. And just a tablespoon or two of milk. I like this better than batter actually for these because it's not quite as heavy. It's just very quick, very light, makes a nice crunchy coating on the outside. Quarter cup of flour. I'm going to sift this. And a quarter cup of cornstarch. That'll make a nice light crisp batter. And for that matter, a little salt. This is a bit of an assembly line. I think this one might be done. A treat. I think it's dark enough. Now I want to change my dress so I'm all pretty for Pete. Salad with edible blossoms splashed in a fresh raspberry vinaigrette.
We share all our moments of joy. Da, 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 da.
I've got a great dinner of all garden-inspired vegetables from France, and I'm going to make a little salad just for the end of dinner for my special guest. Actually, first I'll start with my vinaigrette. I'm going to make a raspberry vinaigrette, and I've got a lovely raspberry vinegar. It has a nice fruity scent. Just a spoonful. I'm adding a little honey, not too much. The French aren't mad about sweet, sweet dressings, and neither am I. But a little bit of a light flavored honey, such as acacia or wildflower honey, will just take the edge off and be really great on those greens. We need some mustard, and the reason is that it acts as an emulsifier. This is Dijon mustard, French mustard. And the last thing is the oil. And I'm using grapeseed oil instead of olive oil because I really just want the raspberry flavor coming through and slicked over the greens. I don't want any competition. Salt. Now, nice delicate greens. This vinaigrette is good for greens like this because it doesn't overwhelm them. It's not going to make them fall to pieces. In France, most often a green salad like this would come at the end of a meal, not at the beginning. I've got 3 kinds of edible flowers: pansies, and nasturtiums, and borage. They're so pretty. I wasn't going to put so many, but I can't resist. I'm going to wait to dress it until just before we eat it because I don't want the leaves to wilt. Now I just want to get everything on plates. Coeur à la crème, creamy lemon-scented hearts with a fresh berry coulis, herb-crusted lamb cutlets, juicy lamb bites wearing a crisp, savory coat, accordion potatoes, baked potatoes that fan out like a book with herbs between their leaves, colourful tender baby vegetables in a herb-strewn buttery jumble, crisp deep-fried zucchini blossoms, and a salad with edible blossoms splashed in a fresh raspberry vinaigrette. He's here. Hi, Pete.
How are you doing?
What do you
look
see?
at you.
You look the same.
What a spot. It's
Thank
gorgeous.
you. Thank you.
The male plants don't produce the fruit, so the male plants just grow as a flower, and you can see
flower.
the stem right there.
I knew there was a difference. Thank you.
Oh, so light and lovely, aren't they?
I know.
Wow.
Lamb
look
with
at
the
that.
herb-crusted
Oh,
little
I love
potatoes.
that.
And this is for you,
Potatoes, yeah.
especially. All
Oh,
these mixed
look at that.
vegetables.
What a great medley.
They're like lollipops.
Yeah, I love them. Great lamb, fantastic.
How about some salad? Edible flowers. They're pretty. It's all very girly, isn't it? When you have this produce around, you taste things from the garden, and then you develop a sense of, this is what a carrot's supposed to taste like, this is what lettuce tastes like. People don't know what lettuce tastes like.
This is lettuce right here.
Do you know these? Go like that.
All right, little heart.
I know. Do you feel
very nice.
special?